back to Kim's Kitchen. Seasoned on purpose. Savory and delicious home-style cooking. Seasoned on purpose is a play on words. And it is. And it's taken from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. You should see that, correct? When you read my byline, it says seasoned on purpose, ECC 3 VS 1. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. Right? I'm excited. It is important to me that you get a sense of where the history came from of seasoned on purpose. It's found in the Old Testament, past Psalms, past Proverbs. When you get to Proverbs chapter 31, find Ecclesiastes chapter 1, jump over to chapter 3. When you get time, read it yourself or pause, pick it up with me and read it as it's just one verse, 3 verse 1. This is not a Bible study. I just wanted to give you a sense of where the Lord is having me doing all of this. And I'm excited. I hope you are too. And it says, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Season on purpose. Season meaning this is the opportunity, the time that I get to share with you what I believe is from the Lord and also from my mom. You're going to see her soon. That I want to share with you what I have been given. The purpose is to cook, to share, is to make sure that once you leave my site for the time that you've watched it, I want to make sure that you've left smiling, excited, with purpose to move on. So my question to you is, what's your season? What's your opportunity? And what's your purpose? All right, enough of that. Let's get busy. I've washed off the squash, the zucchini. I have my onions here. Now, let me tell you something. These onions are yellow onions. I didn't purchase them. They were a gift, a bag of onions. So you know what? Thank you. But at any rate, I prefer white onions, and I'll tell you why. When you use white onions, your eyes don't tear. That's right. Tip for the day. Your eyes don't tear. Yellow onions, you have teary eyes. So if you cut onions, particularly when you need to, we're just going to slice these onions up, and that's it. But if you need to spend time with onions and chop onions, and you don't want your eyes to tear, white onions. Okay, we're going to cube these, but we don't have to cube these onions. Just slice these onions up because it really doesn't matter with the onions. I'm going to put everything in my pan here because I'm ready. I've washed off everything. I don't need to put it in a separate container. So it's going to put them all in there. And then the onions will separate itself anyway. I was going to say something. I don't know. Okay, it might come back to me. I know what I was going to say. These are just 2 onions. I love onions, but remember I always say, you have to know your audience. My audience that I'm cooking for, he likes onions, but he doesn't like a lot of onions. So 2 onions is enough for about 10 of these. I could have gone with about 3, but it's not about me. All right, so let's just get the ends off. They're already cleaned up. And then when you want to cube these, you cut it down the middle first. Always have a nice sharp knife, careful. Just cut them straight down the middle, like that. Cut them down the middle again, like that. And that's it. And just cube them. And make them a little bit thick. This is too small. See? That's too small. We want to make it a little bit thick. So just cut them a little bit thicker. And see, when you cook them, it'll hold its form. I love squash and zucchini. But unlike my husband, he doesn't mind rather having it sliced and it gets kind of soft. It's delicious, but it's a little bit too soft for me. And then switch up, do the yellow squash next. No particular reason. It just, I don't know, adds to the fun of cooking. This is fun. Don't you enjoy it? I do. You know, I think I told you before. My mom, who's a caterer, and she's coming on one day. I told you that she will. When I was younger, all I did was the dishes. I was the dish girl. And she did all the cooking. Fine by me, by the way. But I listened and I paid attention. And so now it's my turn and I'm loving it. And I hope you're loving it too, because I take joy out of showing you and sharing with you what I know. Home style cooking. That's it. Things that you can cook from your home, not a big deal. Delicious. Now I'm going to see how much onions I really have for all of this squash and zucchini. I think I can use one more onion even to satisfy my audience of one. Let's just see. Let's mix it up. Well, the onions are pretty plentiful. Oh, I smell the onions. Yum, they smell so good. Very flavorful. All right, I think I have enough onions, particularly when this cooks down. It'll be plenty of onions. We're getting ready to cook this and put this on the burner. I'm going to put the flame on high. This is a water vegetable. You need very, very little water because once it starts cooking, it makes its own water. So you really don't have to put a lot. In fact, I haven't put any water in here at all yet. But what I will do is add some olive oil, just for taste more than anything else. And just sprinkle it along the top. As it's cooking, you want to just stir it up a little bit. Once it starts to cook, you can turn it down a little bit. This is going to be scrumptious. Now, as it starts to cook, I'll start to season it. Yeah, because it starts to create its own water. I still have it on high. The key in having it on high is you want it to cook fast. You don't want it to burn. Once it starts to cook fast, you can think about turning the heat down, but as long as you stir it, really, you'll be okay. And as you see, I still have not put any water in here. And you know, it hasn't made its own water yet, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. But now I do want to get my seasonings in here. Now I'm going to put a little bit of marjoram in here. Marjoram is perfect for vegetables like that. It'll come out, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Marjoram. I'm also going to add some thyme in here. Thyme. And there. And here's about maybe a teaspoon. A sprinkle of salt. Just a sprinkle of salt. Depends on your salt taste. And some pepper. Yep. Pepper in there. And now you stir it. I haven't turned it down yet. See? It's not burning. Now I want the seasonings to take effect to the whole pan. And see, this will give it some body. If you slice it, it's still squash. If you slice it, it's still zucchini. And it'll be just as good. However, it adds just a little bit more firmness if you put it in cubes. I'll put it on medium. Once it slows down in cooking, I won't stir it as much because I will allow the water in the zucchini and the squash to start making its own juices, right? So I didn't allow it to do that in the beginning. The light was up high, and I didn't want the water from the vegetables to start making its juices. Now I do. I'm ready for it to cook a little bit more, to get a little bit more soft, but still keep the body, the firmness of the vegetables. Now you might be wondering, because my audience of one here at this house, where's the meat? Well, this is going to be dinner, but this is just going to be one aspect of dinner. I'll probably have some stuffed flounder, but one thing is for sure. Yeah, we will have some meat or some fish to go with this, definitely. Now it's quieting down. And see, I didn't put any water in here. I put just maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoonful of oil. And as you can see, there's no water down the bottom, which is exactly what I wanted from this vegetable. Now I'm going to taste it. Wow, it's really quieted down, hasn't it? Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm going to taste a little piece to see if it's seasoned purposely. It's seasoned to perfection. It needs something. It's good. I think I could add a little bit more salt to it. I don't need any more pepper. I don't need any more of the marjoram. Oh, I want basil. I love my basil. Now, if you would have put water in here, it would have been a little soggy. The aroma coming from the seasonings, coming from the onions. Oh, it's just wonderful. Now, this is done. You can hear the clumps, the cubed squash and zucchini, and the onions are dispersed throughout. I didn't need to add any more onions. I could have had some more, but yeah, no, we know the story with that. And that's it. That's perfect. I'm going to turn the light down even further. And as you can see, the water from the vegetables is starting to gather, but that's okay. It can do that. It still has the firmness of the vegetable. That's fine. Now I'm going to put it firmly on low. I'm going to stop stirring it and just let it simmer a little bit. And then we'll be back. Squash, zucchini, onions. If you cube them, they are more firm, but it's just a different way to eat it. And if you don't want to slice them up, as I didn't this time, you cube them. Bottom line, like I always say, you cook it to your own taste, seasoned on purpose. Thank you for tuning in again to Kim's Kitchen, seasoned on purpose. Home style good cooking. And comment. Let me know how it worked out for you. Did you cube it? Did you slice it? Did you add onions? Did you give it another type of seasoning that you liked? How did you cook it? Hit me up and let me know. What did you think about this dish? Just let me know. Let's talk. Anyway, thanks again for coming by. We really appreciate you. And don't forget, you know what to do. Make it a great day. And see you for now. Bye-bye. If you cue them, like Denzel did. Equalizer number two, two.